It's a whole journey. Yeah, it's amazing where starting off on the shop floor can take you.
Yeah. So is your passion had always been like the makeup side of the industry?
Yeah, I always said to people, I am a makeup artist. It's not what I do, it's who I am. I've just always had a love for makeup. But then you realize that there are so many different aspects of makeup. You know, every year, every decade, I found a new passion within the same industry. So there was no need to change jobs or leave. You just kind of changed your specialism. So I went from being in the fashion and beauty, bridal, all the way through to going into film and TV, and then going down the prosthetics route and special effects. And it's all still the same thing, but just different aspects of it.
And did you sort of do standard training to start with and then just get more into theatrical and all of the...
Yeah.
Because I know when we were talking, was it last week or the week before, and you just threw in, and then in Nigeria I was on like film set and I was like, what? Tell me more about this. So which element did you enjoy the most?
Everything. And tomorrow I might get a call and say, do you want to do this or do you want to do that? And I love them all the same. They're just different experiences, and it keeps you interested, and it keeps you really engaged, because you know you can wake up any day and you're doing something different. You know, you never quite get bored. It doesn't feel like a job. But you were asking, did I go down the traditional study route? Yeah, I feel like as a makeup artist, I fell into it because I was in the creative side. But then at some point you make the decision to go back and actually study properly. So I wanted to be a beauty therapist because that also went hand in hand, because a lot of people started asking me questions about their skin when I was working on them. And I thought, right, I'm not going to give any recommendations without actually being qualified in this. So I went back, London College of Beauty Therapy, and I got my qualifications as a beauty therapist. I then went into the holistic massage therapies. I then carried on with a love of learning, just realizing, okay, there are all these other courses that you can add on as well. And everything went from the traditional beauty therapies into perfume blending, into the special effects was something that I really knew I had to go and study, because at that point I was already teaching anatomy and physiology, and I realized that would actually really help me in the prosthetics, because I could actually really recreate anatomy injuries. So yeah, that was really helpful. Education is so helpful.
Yeah, but this is what I love about our industry. There's just so many elements to it, and you know, like you've just said, I mean, you've travelled the world doing what you do, and so many different aspects of it as well. I mean, the prosthetic side, that must, like, when I watch, that is, you know, when I watch anyone doing that kind of work, that is so specialised, isn't it? It's like, how long did it take to train in all of the aspects that you've done in the makeup industry?
I'd say I'm a forever student. I'm kind of always doing one course or another. It's kind of an inside joke with us where everyone's like, what course are you on now? I just think that there's so much to learn and there are so many specialisms. But I went back specifically to say I'm going to go back to school when I was about 28 or so. Because I left uni, as I said, to follow my career path. I said, if I was going to go back to school, I would go and study something that I really was passionate about, not just doing a degree just for the sake of it. And been now a good old 20 years now, constantly studying different things. But the prosthetic side, I did the course, that was about over a year or so, working part-time on the sets. But I was already on film sets. And I think the beauty of our industry is that you can work and learn at the same time. So I was already working on films and I thought, I want to learn more. So I started studying alongside working on set as well. So it wasn't like I had to take that time out to go and study.
Yeah. So do you still do film work as well?
I've officially hung up my brushes as of last year in all aspects. So it's kind of like, Shock horror. Everybody's like, what do you mean? You've been a makeup artist practically your whole life. But I have just officially hung up my brushes. And but if Steven Spielberg wants to call me, he's free. Don't let him know I said that. But
One last thing. I mean, now we are in this world where, you know, we were saying earlier on, we were so fortunate, you know, that like we didn't have the pressure of social media and everything else around us when we were teenagers.
Free to think, free to experiment, free to play.
Now everyone... It's such, I mean, we're all wrapped up in it now, like this fast-paced life kind of thing.
Chat GPT, eat your heart out.
Exactly. What's the one golden nugget you would give to someone? I mean, I know you travel the world and things.
Compartmentalise. Be disciplined with your diary time. Plan time in, plan time on, time out. So there's time in the business where I need to be engaging with customers, engaging with my team, on your business, planning the strategy, giving myself space to hopefully make better decisions. And then time out, recovery, better mindset, clearer thinking. That's kind of the color code. So if you want to really simplify it, and of course I simplify everything because I'm, you know, not the brightest cookie, red, amber, green.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. The traffic light system. Everybody knows a traffic light. And the amber area, you know, you veer into the area that might be about to go tits up, but actually it could be the golden nugget. And you won't know if you don't step back and have a look. Yeah. So, you know, the classic of every business is you've got to rise. You've got to rise, and you can only rise if you delegate. Make time for others. Treat delegation as... And it's not about just making the coffee and sweeping the floor, but it's about giving the chance. This is how I see it. Give the chance to somebody else to grow, to have an opportunity, to have a new experience. They might stuff it up. 9 times out of 10, they tend to do it better, but differently to the way I would have done it. And that is the best learning. But until you trust and you give others the chance to grow, you have nothing because you're a one-man band. And you are living in a very precarious place. But there are characters who seem not to be able to get over that, and you can't invest in them because they're never going to grow.
Yeah, definitely. I mean,
what's the worst thing that can happen? Give it a go.
Yeah, I love when someone steps up and shines.
I'll do it.
Love it.
Oh my God, teams that I'll do it. Oh yes, I love you.
Yeah. I know. When I've been away from my business, same as you, that's when they do. When they step up and grow.
Shouldn't we all go on holiday more often and let them run the place?
I can always remember when I very first stepped out of the business and the turnover went up.
Hello.
And they're all like, it's because we're like organising. And I was like, no, it's because it's getting managed better from afar. And like we just used to.
But because you want to own it, right?
But you know, because I'd like stepped out.
Yeah.
They then could just like step up and, you know.
You gave them space to breathe.
And
right?
20 years later, they're still doing that.
Which is huge congratulations. It's very special to have that loyalty of team, but you earned it.
Oh,
right? Don't forget you earned it.
Yeah, that's why we love entrepreneurship, isn't it?
It is.
How did you manage the team and things during that?
So thanks to you and your Beauty Directors Club, I joined that.
Yeah.
And that saved me mentally, practically. So I came on all of your sessions and everybody looked to me for all its 3 sisters. I think because I'm the finance director of the business, everybody looked to me on that.
Yeah, for the solutions. And
so thank goodness I had you, because I wouldn't have had a clue what was going to happen. And like every business owner, I guess, it's how the heck am I going to get through this?
Yeah.
And, you know, you really kept me sane on that. And every week, our management team met on Zoom every week. So part of it was just a really nice way of thinking, we're going to be fine.
Yeah.
You know, doing it together, talking about I would relay everything I'd learned from you, everything I'd learned from the government, how we were going to work forwards. But we also took it as a time to totally analyse our business.
Yeah.
And it was time that we'd never really had before to do the things we did. So every week, I mean, it started off an hour, and then sometimes it would go on for like 3 hours because we would really get involved in conversations. Yeah. And we totally changed how we looked at things. We were quite strict on culling some treatments. Mm-hmm. So we looked on the Forest reports of, 100 top treatments in a year. Anything at the bottom where we've done 2, we're not going to do them anymore. Just take them off the price list. Anything that we think, I can't stand that treatment, it's so messy, it uses so much stuff, it takes so much time, we got rid. And it was a decision that if we hadn't had that time to stop, we probably still would have been offering those treatments now. Mm-hmm. But having the time to really stop and think about it, together we made loads of decisions. Yeah. So when we went back after lockdown, we've never been as strong. Uh-huh. It really cemented us as a team, as a management team, because we discussed things together. And we've all got different personalities, so the 3 sisters have, but so have the managers as well. At the time, we had 3 managers. We've now got 5. Yeah. And the 3 managers, very different personalities, but still at the core, they're very caring. They want to be part of a team. And we're all very comfortable with giving our opinion, even if it's sometimes conflicts, but it's always in a constructive way.
Right, and you touched on as well, it's everything that you're doing, and I was adamant during when we were in lockdown to have everyone looking forward to what good could come out of it, what you could do, kind of thing, and and everything you do is it's looking forward. How did Sparfest come about? Oh well, hang on a minute. A lot of people won't even know what Sparfest is. So what is Sparfest? We'll ask that one first.
Okay. Well, Sparfest was regarded by some possibly as a bit woo-woo. Controversial moment, potentially. I've been to a lot of the do's that we have in the beauty and spa sector and wandered around and seen people all look at people's badges and go, oh, I need to talk to that person because they're this. So I don't agree with that. I think people should talk to people because
of the being a person.
Being a person. So there was that. And I thought, gosh, wouldn't it be great if there was actually something that was debadged and centred much more on the principles of people and planet and prosperity, as opposed to it being a big selly thing.
Yeah.
And there's a space for all of it. But Sparfest was much more about, well, why don't we get some people from, and at the very first Sparfest, we had Jamie Edwards speak, who's a brilliant coach who got everybody journaling, and it was very person-centered. We had a professor from Plymouth University talking about green space. This is back in 2017.
Yeah.
And I just, there's a space for all of these events, but Sparfest is very much about connections, and we call it festival because it is not your usual very conservative with a lowercase c space to just be, and it's still educational because we're working with the amazing Joan at Habia. So Sparfest is going to actually carry CPD points.
Amazing.
So it's a really good space, and it enables, there are spaces for conversations, not just opinions.
So back in 2017, when you were like, right, I'm going to do this, how was it received? Because it'd never been anything like that before, and this was something very different that you were doing. How was it first received, and did you get a big uptake, or has it grown over time?
It's grown over time. I mean, the first Sparfest had, I think it was 56 people there.
That's great.
It's not bad, is it? And it was in Cornwall, so it's not the easiest place to get to. But what happened was people came and you could see the shift. So, and I've had people say that changed my life. And actually, you don't have to wear a suit or high heels or whatever. You're still the same person. So you don't need a gentleman doesn't need a suit and a tie and all that. They've still got the same brain, and they've still got the same outlook and intelligence, and the same with women. So SpaFest gives permission for you to attend as an individual, intelligent being who doesn't have to wear a suit to prove who they are.
Yeah, because in some ways it's a little bit like putting armour on, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's one of those things, you're putting your professional head on kind of thing, and you're just giving someone the ability to just be them kind of thing. I love that.
And I remember because Barbara Cook came from BC Software to the very first one. And after it, she said, I've had conversations with people I've known for years that I have never had with them before. And I feel I know them much better. And I think the thing is with everything in life, everything's a human transaction. There might be, I might have the finest product on the planet, but if you don't like me, you're not going to buy from me. That interface is about, do I like this person? Do they feel authentic? Do we share values? And that's what SpaFest is about. And it's not for everybody, but the people that have come have always learned something. And we've got some people from Bath Uni coming along to talk about a research piece they're doing. So there's a real blend of people from spa and salon, because I'm keen. I guess the one thing it's interesting is SpaFest is possibly people who own salons have gone, oh, it's about spa. It's not about a spa, because we've got people talking from hospices, we've got people from the salon sector, independent therapists, and then we've got academics. And all of those are curated to just be a thought piece.
So what is the criteria for someone, if someone's like thinking, oh, I think I'd like to go to that? What is the criteria?
We have a really broad cross-section, usually. We've had even people who are outside our sector come in, and some people who just are interested in their well-being. So there are no rules. This is for managers, directors, leaders. That's generally thinkers, and innovators will turn up. They'll show up. So often you will get quite a good cross-section of fairly significant leaders in the industry, whether that's salon, spa, or hospice. But there are no rules with SpaFest. It's just just show up. Show up and see what you think, and actually take some time out to look after you. So we've got Jessica Sloyan from Slow Yin. So we're opening up with sound, so we can all just calm down. And if Louise was here, she'd be going, that's going to actually get this thing open and receptive for learning. So
And so it's over 3 days?
Well, this is the thing. So SpaFest is on the 7th and 8th of September up at Carden Park. And the other part of why did I set up SpaFest is, I've said this before, what do I want on my headstone? Mint or minted? I'd like mint. Because, I'm not going to be taking the money with me, so I'm not. So what happens with all the money from the 2 days of SpaFest goes into the Great British Tea and Therapy, which is held on the 9th. And that's a day we have about 70 women come for a 1-day retreat. All of those women are living with cancer.
Wow. And that's at Carden too.
And that's at Carden too. So anybody who's interested is welcome to stay on, act as a volunteer, give little treatments to people who need it, listen in to some incredible speakers. But that's what happens.
You love it. So
I make money from it, right? So it's different for me. I hate social media, right? I'm a person that works in social media and I despise it. It takes up so much of my life. It's toxic. I scroll endlessly. My wife hates me for it, right? It is a thing which in the evening, when I've got my phone in my hand, she knows I'm on social media. So for me, it's not that I love social media. It's that I know how to use it to the point of which it really benefits my life and my customers' lives. And so I throw myself into learning all about people. That's what I classify me. And when people ask me what I do, you can't go out there and say I'm in the people business. It just doesn't work. But for me, I that's my biggest love. I watch what people do. I don't even listen to what they say. If I was listening to this podcast right now, yes, I'm giving you my opinions and thoughts. People want to learn from me and just watch what I do. I run a webinar every single week. I run my ads pretty much every single day. I'm posting every single day. I'm sending messages every single day. You can see all of it. I can see what some of the biggest and best creators are doing. And actually 9 times out of 10, the advice that these creators are giving, if you watch them, it's not what they're doing. And so you're better off observing, watching, going onto their ad library, looking what ads they run, looking at how many times they're posting on YouTube, how many times they're posting on Instagram. What is it that they're saying? Why are they saying it? How are they saying it? Those are the things where people can really adapt. So in this industry, there will be some people that are doing social media extremely well, huge followings, huge numbers of views. Don't pick the celebrities, pick the normal people that have just done incredibly well and just watch what they do. Where are they sending people? What videos are they creating? Is it short form? Is it long form? Are they doing videos that are perfectly crafted, or are they sitting there with no makeup on, or not really ready at all and prepared and just create? Like, the answers are in front of us, and that's how I've learned so quickly and why I adapt so quickly, because I'll see something and I'm like, that obviously works, because otherwise they wouldn't be doing it and getting the traction that they do. And so, that's why I love it, because actually the answers are easy and you don't have to even pay for them. I'm in a social media business. I probably shouldn't be saying this publicly, but you don't even need to pay people like me. You just need to watch what the best people in your industry are doing and then take inspiration from it. Yeah.
But the thing is, obviously, I know you are the best, but there's it's like the Wild West, isn't it? There's so many people out there claiming to be like social media experts and all this kind of thing. And this is the thing that I always, for my following, for like my members in Beauty Directors Club, to me, like, someone needs to be like living and breathing, doing something all the time to be that expert kind of thing. There can't be like something one day and then something else, something another day. And I know what I'm good at, and I will always stick in my lane of what I'm good at, and then bring in experts for the things that, so I'm great at, like, and this is why I think, because we're going to start and do some stuff together, where I'm great at like helping someone grow their business from the personal side, offline. I wouldn't even know where to start on your side, kind of thing. And that's why I think it's like, they say having you as a business mentor is genius for me.
Well, I think like one of the things which I've also been, I guess, fortunate enough to is work with some really, really good people, like over the years, like customers. I mean, like, they've had some fantastic people that have put their trust in me. With what you do, your biggest thing is being able to spot places where people can really make an enhanced profit and also get their time back. I've seen you do it. I've worked with you for long enough. I know that's where your strengths are. And also you work with and are so connected in this space that, for me, I don't know anyone that's more connected in this industry than you, right? So that's where your strengths are, and it's about leveraging them. Of course it is. And so, like, for me, the marketing and the social media world is the Wild West. I don't claim to be a social media expert. I don't. I'm not someone that's got 1 million followers. I'm not someone that's got hundreds of millions of views. There are people that outperform me every single day. For me, my specialist and the thing that I show online, everything, is I know how to turn the lowest amount of views into the most amount of money.
Yeah.
That's what I can do. And every single week, people can watch me do it, right? In lots of different industries, for lots of different people. People talk about me helping them with their accounts all the time. It's not even me. I've got a small team behind me that we do so much work. I don't know how we get it all done. It's literally insane how hard they work. But with it, it's focusing in on your strengths. So I know that my strength is I can find and look at someone, spend an hour with them, and I know what they're good at, and I know where their strengths are, and I'm very good at creating a message that other people relate to for others. So I can sit there and typically within an hour sell someone's service probably better than they can, which sounds horrendously arrogant, but it's just a skill that I've got.
And as well, I think sometimes you're too wrapped up in what you're doing. So having someone looking from the outside looking in, you just get so wrapped up that you miss the key things.
The things that buyers need to hear. And so, like, that for me is what I love to do. getting to know someone, sitting there, having the conversation, being able to see the strengths in them that they don't see, and then getting them and being able to extract it from them so they can communicate it. Because in a world where everybody thinks that they're more visible than ever, the majority of businesses still best kept secrets.
Yeah.
All the time. And so like, if I can find some of the best businesses that are not getting the opportunity that they deserve, and just start actually coming in and giving some advice of, look, maybe say this and say this in this way. Let's get this built in this way. It's amazing how quickly suddenly they don't need millions of views. They don't have to spend a huge amount of money. They just need to optimize what they've already got.
Someone's bringing in a brand and you're the one person who's going to be there doing the training, bringing the products in, bringing everything in. It's just a lovely connection, isn't it? Kind of thing.
It is. And I think it works really well for the salons because they know if they've got a technical question, if they've got just something they want to bounce an idea off, if they don't know how to put a package together, anything like that, they can just pick up the phone and go, Helen, can you help me with this? And we'll work something out for them. And sometimes they may have a brand in place, but they need something else to support or to work alongside a little bit. And that brand might not be within my portfolio, but I will always try my best to find that brand for that salon as well. So even though I might not have everything for everybody, which I don't, there's so many more brands out there. And that's why I try my best to keep in touch and have connections with people that I'm not particularly working with as well. So that if I think that brand is going to be a success, I know I can sort of guide them in that direction, and they will have their own team that can pick up on that as well. Yeah,
that's lovely. That's a great quality, because at the end of the day, that it is all down to trust, isn't it? And once you've got the trust of someone where it's not just, buy my brands, have my brands kind of thing. That's amazing.
I do often I'll sometimes get a call from somebody and they'll say, I've looked at your portfolio and I'm thinking about taking on X, and I haven't got a brand called X, it's just a hypothetical thing. But I'm thinking on taking on X, and I look at it and I look at their portfolio and I look at their business model. I'm like, why do you want this brand? Because you've got something in there that already ticks those boxes. Now, there may be a reason why they're wanting to replace, and then that's a whole different conversation. But it may be that they've not looked at what they've already got in place in that same light as what they're looking at something else with. So although I want success for all my brands, my responsibility to the brands and to the business is to place something into a business that will work successfully. And I won't just do it because the salon thinks they need it, or from a financial point of view, because I don't want a brand to go into a business and it sit on a shelf and not do well. I want it to be a success for the brand, for the business, and for my own brand as well. So it's really important that we get it right, and then I support them on that journey. So I don't have any financial obstacles with taking on brands, and never have done. I like people to be trained in the brand before they financially commit, which is a little bit back to front.
Yeah, I love that.
But throughout my career, it's usually been the other way around. And I could, because I don't look at training and sales separately, I look at it as an entity. As a whole, I think, to me, you have to know a brand inside and out to the best of your ability before you can make that complete decision on whether it's right for the business. So for me, come on training first. Listen to it all. Are we right for you? Is your salon right for the brand? Now let's look at your opening package. And I will always do that on an individual basis. So if financially it's a challenge for somebody, we can start just on professional, or we can start just on retail. If retail space is a challenge, we'll try and work some ways out around that would be more successful for that business. So everybody is an individual that comes to us, and they're all treated as an individual. And I won't have any sort of obstacles in place. We will always find a way around a challenge if we possibly can do.
Yeah, and this is the thing. I mean, you know, and I mean, it's the 42,000 salons out there or something. There's a lot of salons out there, but every single one, there's never two that are identical unless they're in a chain, of course. But like, and even then, the individual, because of the individual characters in there and people working there in different ways that they do things. But yeah, I absolutely love that. But see, Helen, there's only one of you.
Yes.
It's a big country. How do you manage to do this? It's like, as I say, that, you know,
I do wear many hats.
Yeah. But you must be travelling a lot.
It varies, because I would love to walk back in through every salon's door like I did in the corporate world. But I can't.
Yeah.
I can't do that. Time doesn't allow that. The business model doesn't allow that either. So I do a lot of work still via Zoom or on calls with clients.
And is that training as well?
Yes.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yes.
But that works so well for businesses now.
It does.
You know, because you don't necessarily need to be sitting in front of someone.
No, and I think because my business started end of December 2019, then we went into 2020. We all know what happened that year. So I started out behind a screen, so it's not unusual for me to be behind a screen via Zoom or on a call with clients. I do still do in-person visits if I need to, and if I feel that is the best way. But predominantly, I keep in touch with everybody electronically or by phone calls. And I am a real believer in, you know, if somebody pops into my head, I'll just drop them a text message. If somebody really pops into my head, I'll pick up the phone and give them a call. But whatever brand they have within their business, they'll be kept up to date with anything that's happening, whether that be Christmas is coming out, in-person events that we're organising, the next training session that we're doing, whatever it might be, everybody's kept up to date on a regular basis. And I think the variety is what makes it so much fun.